Okay. Look under truck. We should not have it oil, water, and fuel leak. Front bumper properly mounted, not dented, not damaged, not missing any bolt or nut, properly mounted. License plate properly mounted, not missing any bolt or nut, should be clean. Registration October 2020, correct. And then left and right side, front light, signal light, clearance light, and all of the reflectors should be properly mounted, not cracked, not damaged. All of the lights should be working properly. Clearance light should be amber color. Left and right side, bracket and mirror properly mounted, not dented, not damaged, not missing any bolt or nut. Should be clean, should be adjusted for driver. The hood should be properly mounted, not dented, not damaged. And then hood grill should be properly mounted, not cracked, not damaged. And then we have to open the hood. Left hood latch should be working properly, not worn or torn. And then we're going the right side, okay? Right hood latch should work properly, not worn or torn. And then we have to open hood from here like this. Right side engine, before start engine, we have to be sure oil should be level and water should be level. Other side, we have a dipstick where they are checking engine oil level, oil should be level, okay? If you like it, we can check it. And then we have a water reservoir properly mounted, not cracked, not damaged. Water should be level, should be no water leak. Water reservoir hoses, all of them should be properly mounted, not worn or torn. Connection properly mounted, should be no water leak. And then we have it here, window shield water reservoir. We have under over there, the hose is properly mounted, not worn or torn. Cap properly mounted, should be no water leaks. And then we have it here, water pump, we cannot see, but water pump should be properly mounted, not dented, not damaged, not missing any bolt or nut, should be no water leak. Water pump hoses, all of them should be properly mounted, not worn or torn. Connection should be properly mounted, should be no water leak. And then we have a water pump belt. We cannot see, we have it here, water pump belt should be working. We have it here, water pump belt should be working properly, not worn or torn. Should play no more than 3/4 inch from center, should work properly. And then we have it here, oil filter properly mounted, not cracked, not damaged. The cap properly mounted, should be no leak. Hoses properly mounted, not worn or torn. Connection should be properly mounted, should be no oil leaks. And then we have to talk about the frame. Frame, not dented, not damaged, should not be welded, cutted, or drilled. And then left side engine, all of the hoses and wiring should be properly mounted, not worn or torn. And then we can go from left side engine. Left side engine. Radiator properly mounted, not dented, not damaged, not missing any bolt or nut, properly mounted. Radiator hoses properly mounted, not worn or torn. Connection should be properly mounted, should be no water leak. And then we have a radiator fan, should be working properly, not cracked, not damaged, not missing any blade. And then fan belt should be working properly, not worn or torn, should play no more than 3/4 inch from center. And then we have here alternator properly mounted, not dented, not damaged, not missing any bolt or nut, should be working properly. Alternator belt should be working properly, not worn or torn, should play no more than 3/4 inch from center. And then alternator cable connection should be properly mounted, not worn or torn. And then we have to talk about the air compressor. We have air compressor here, properly mounted, not dented, not damaged, not missing any bolt or nut. Air compressor and air governor should be working properly. Air compressor hoses, all of them should be properly mounted, not worn or torn. All of the connection properly mounted, should be no air leak, should be working properly. And then for the air compressor, we don't have a belt running, that gear driven, gear working. And then we have to talk about air filter properly mounted, not cracked, not damaged, not missing any bolt or nut, should be working properly. And then I want to talk about power steering system. We have a power steering oil reservoir. We have it here under a compressor, power steering pump. We cannot see power steering pump and a steering gearbox. All of them should be properly mounted, not dented, not damaged, not missing any bolt or nut. All of them should be working properly. Power steering hoses, all of them properly mounted, not worn or torn. All of the connections should be properly mounted. Should be no oil leak, and the oil should be level for the power steering. Okay, if you like it, we can check oil level should be here. Okay, should be enough. Okay, and then for the power steering pump, we don't have a belt, gear driven. And then I have to talk about the steering shaft. We have it here, the steering shaft. This part calling the U joint, this pitman arm or arm, you can say, linkage, and the U arm. One more time, steering shaft, U joint, arm, linkage, and the U arm. All of them should be properly mounted, not dented, not damaged, not missing any bolt or nut. All of them should be working properly. All of them should be properly greased, okay? And then we have to talk about, we have a fuel filter properly mounted, not cracked, not damaged, not missing any bolt or nut. No fuel leak, fuel filter hoses, all of them properly mounted, not worn or torn. All of the connections should be properly mounted, no fuel leaks. And then we have it here, frame not dented, not damaged. It should not be welded, cut it, or drilled. And then left side engine, all of the hoses and wiring should be properly mounted, not worn or torn. After all of this, I want to talk about front suspension. We have it here, suspension. We have a leaf spring and shock absorber. Now I want to talk about the leaf spring. Leaf spring properly mounted, not cracked, not damaged, not missing any leaves. A leaf spring U-bolt properly mounted, not dented, not damaged, not missing any U-bolt. The leaf spring bushing properly mounted, not worn or torn. Okay, and then we have it here, a lifting mount bracket, or this part calling the mount bracket, properly mounted, not missing any bolt or nut. Inside, the rubber bushing should be not worn or torn, both sides. After this, I want to talk about the shock absorber. Shock absorber, properly mounted, not dented, not damaged, not missing any bolt or nut, should be working properly, should be no oil leak. Both side bracket, properly mounted, not missing any bolt or nut. Inside the bushing should be not worn or torn. After all of this, I want to talk about brake system, front air brake system. We have air brake hoses. You see the air coming from air brake hoses. This part calling the air brake chamber, C-clamp. This calling the push rod, and all this part calling the slack adjuster. Okay. Now I want to do it my inspection. Air brake hoses, properly mounted, not worn or torn. Connection should be properly mounted, should be no air leak. Air brake chamber and C-clamp, not dented, not damaged, not missing any bolt or nut, should be working properly, should be no air leak. We have a push rod, this part calling push rod, all this part calling the slack adjuster, should be working properly, not dented, not damaged, not missing any bolt or nut. Slack adjuster should work properly greased. And then push rod should play no more than 1 inch when brake off. And then we can adjust the brake shoe. Tied up, we have from here, tied up and 90-degree back. Okay. Inside, we cannot see, we can see like this, but we cannot see. If you cannot see, we have a brake shoe. Look at here. Brake shoe and brake drum. We have a brake shoe and a brake drum. Properly mounted, not dented, not damaged. Brake shoe should be working properly, not cracked from the brake shoe. Should not be cracked or damaged, not cracked for the damaged for the brake drum. Okay, and then between brake shoe, brake drum should not be oil or water. Okay, minimum brake shoe size 1/4 inch. Minimum thickness brake shoe 1/4 inch. Okay. Okay. Now I want to talk about the front tire. Front tire should be original size, pressure properly inflated, no cut, no bubble. Minimum thread 4/32 inch, minimum thread, okay? minimum deepness, okay? How you know properly inflated? We can check by your pressure gauge if somebody asking, okay? Now I want to talk about the rim. Rim, not dented, not damaged, should not be welded, cutted, or drilled. And then I want to talk about the lug nut, properly mounted, not missing any lug nut, no rust around the lug nut, no loose. And then I want to talk about that's calling the hubcap or hub oil cap, properly mounted, not missing any bolt or nut. Should be no oil leak, hub oil rubber seal properly mounted, not worn or torn, should be no oil leak. Oil should be level, okay? And then we have to talk air steam valve properly mounted, should be no air leak. And then we can talk about the splash guard properly mounted, not worn or torn, not missing any bolt or nut. And then I wanna talk about the left side of the truck. We have a driver step and catwalk. Properly mounted, not dented, not damaged, not missing any bolt or nut, should be clean, cannot be oil or grease on it. And then I wanna talk about the battery bag, properly mounted, not dented, not damaged, not missing any bolt or nut. Inside we have a 3 battery. Should be properly mounted, not cracked, not damaged, should be no acid leak. Inside we have a battery cable, should be properly mounted, should be no corrosion. And then we have a battery hood, properly mounted, not missing any bolt or nut. Battery hood latches above side, properly mounted, not worn or torn, should be working properly. And then I want to talk about the air tank. We have a 2 air tank for this truck, properly mounted, not dented, not damaged, not missing any bolt or nut, should be no air leak. Air lining, air hoses, all of the connections should be properly mounted, not worn or torn, should be no air leak. And then I want to talk about exhaust system. We have an exhaust system properly mounted, not dented, not damaged, not missing any bolt or nut. On an exhaust should not be black spot, hole or rust. If the black spot or hole, that smoke gonna kill you, okay? Sometimes they ask you what for. If the black spot, that means the hole, that smoke, the winter time very dangerous, okay? Okay. And then I wanna talk about the drive shaft and U-joint. We have the U-joint and drive shaft properly mounted, not dented, not damaged, not missing any bolt or nut. Drive shaft should be working properly. U-joint should be properly greased, not missing any bolt or nut. And then we have a frame, not dented, not damaged, should not be welded, cutted or drilled. Other side we have a fuel tank. We can go other side for fuel tank talking, okay? We have a fuel tank, properly mounted, not dented, not damaged, not missing any bolt or nut. Fuel tank strap bracket, properly mounted, not missing any bolt or nut. Should be no fuel leaks. Fuel tank cap, properly mounted. Inside the rubber seal should be not worn or torn. And then we have a fuel tank hoses, all of them should be properly mounted. Connection should be properly mounted, no fuel leaks, okay? After all of this, again, we can go other side. We'll see. If you like it one more time inside, we're talking about door, but the door we can talking this side too. The door, driver door, properly mounted, not dented, not damaged, not missing any bolt or nut, should be working properly. Driver door hinges properly mounted, not missing any bolt or nut, should work properly. Door latches should be working properly. Window should be up and down, work properly, not cracked, not damaged, should be clean, okay? And then we have a handle properly mounted, not dented, not damaged, not missing any bolt or nut handles, okay? After all of this, I want to talk about here, suspension, rear suspension. We have a rear suspension, exactly the same way we have to talk, like we have a leaf spring, we have a shock absorber, and we have an airbag for the suspension. Now again, I'm going to talk about leaf spring. Exactly the same way you have to talk like over the leaf spring, properly mounted, not cracked, not damaged, not missing any leaf, should be working properly. Inside we have a lifting mount bracket. Okay, we have a mount bracket properly mounted, not missing any bolt or nut. Inside rubber bushing should be not worn or torn. And then we have a leaf spring U-bolt. Yes, look at here. Leaf spring U-bolt. This leaf spring U-bolt properly mounted, not dented, not damaged, not missing any U-bolt. And then the bushing should be not worn or torn. And then we have a leaf spring shock. We have a shock absorber properly mounted, should be working properly, not missing any bolt or nut. Both side the bracket should be properly mounted. Inside the rubber bushing should be not worn or torn. And then I want to talk about the airbag. Properly mounted, not worn or torn, not missing any bolt or nut, should be no air leak. All of the hose connection should be properly mounted. Connection should be properly mounted, should be no air leak. When we finish the suspension, again we start the brake system. Exactly the same like a front one, okay? Look at here. We have a air brake hoses from over there coming. Sometimes we cannot see, but we have to have air brake hoses properly mounted, not worn or torn. Should be no air leak. Connection should be properly mounted. We have air brake chamber above side, properly mounted, not dented. Not air brake chamber, a thick lamp, okay? If we have a thick lamp here, not dented, not damaged, not missing any bolt or nut, should be working properly. Should be no air leak. And then we have a push rod. We cannot see from here, but push rod and slack adjuster should be working properly. Not dented, not damaged, slack adjusted, properly greased. Push rod should play no more than 1 inch when brake off, and then we can adjust the brake shoe tied up at 90-degree back. Again, inside we have a brake shoe, brake drum should be working properly, not cracked, not damaged. Brake drum should be not cracked, okay? And the brake shoe should be working properly, and then between brake shoe, brake drum should be no oil, no water. Minimum thickness of brake shoe, a 1/4 inch. When you finish the brake system, again we start the tire. We have a rear tire properly mounted, not worn or torn, and then properly inflated, like 105, you can say 105 psi, no cut, no bubble, and then minimum thread depth 2/32 inch. How you know properly inflated? We can check by air pressure gauges. We have it here. Rim, not dented, not damaged, no rusted, properly mounted. Lug nut properly mounted, not missing any lug nut. No rust around the lug nut. This is calling the axle cap properly mounted, not missing any bolt or nut. No oil leak, oil should be level. We cannot see, but we have to say, okay? And then air valve properly mounted, air steam valve properly mounted. Cap should be on no air leak. Above side, bracket and the splash guard properly mounted, not missing any bolt or nut. Splash guard should be not worn or torn, should not touch the ground or the tire. And then I want to talk about the lights. What type of light we have it here? The rear side of the truck. We have when we turn on the light, that's calling the service light. Service light, brake light, signal light, and reflector. All of them should be properly mounted, not cracked, not damaged. All of the lights should be working properly. Reflector should be clean, okay? When we finish the truck, now we start the coupling system. Coupling system, the truck trailer connection, okay? Okay, we have it here. Power cable or electrical cable, truck to trailer, properly mounted, not worn or torn. Connection should be properly mounted. We have air hoses, air brake hoses. Emergency service air brake hoses, truck to trailer, properly mounted, not worn or torn, should not touch anything. You this spring, they catch it for not touching, okay? And then we have a glut, this part calling the glut handles, properly mounted, not missing any bolt or nut. Inside, the rubber seal, properly mounted, not worn or torn, should be no air leaks. And then we have to talk about the fifth wheel platform, coupling system included. This is fifth wheel, this part fifth wheel, this is the base platform, okay? Properly mounted, not dented, not damaged, not missing any mounting bolt. Between fifth wheel and trailer should be no daylight. Should be properly greased, okay? And then we have a release arm here. Come on over here. A release arm safety latch, and the pinta look. You see the pinta look here. Again, release arm, safety latch here, and the pinta look. Properly mounted, not dented, not damaged. Should work properly. Pinta look should be properly greased. And then other side we have a apron gap. This is calling the apron gap. Kingpin under trailer and the locking jump. Which one is locking kingpin? Should be working properly, not dented, not damaged, not missing any bolt or not. Kingpin cannot be dented or cracked, okay? And then should be properly greased, okay? After all of this, we're finishing the coupling system, okay? And then we're going for the trailer. Oh, what is now we have to talk about the trailer. Header board and left side trailer, properly mounted, not dented, not damaged, no body damage. Not missing any rivets. Rivet, okay? And then clearance light properly mounted, not cracked, not damaged, should be clean, should be working properly. Left side, all of the reflector properly mounted, not cracked, not damaged, okay? Should be clean. And then coming here, landing gear, properly mounted, not dented, not damaged, not missing any bolt or nut, should be working properly, should be properly greased, should be up before driving, okay? And then landing gear properly mounted, should be working properly greased. Between the leg frame and the arm, not dented, not damaged, not missing any bolt or nut, okay? And then we have to go for here. We have to talk about the trailer rear axle. Again, we have to start here. We have this part calling the torque arm. Torque arm adjusted by manufacturer, not dented, not damaged, not missing any bolt or nut. If somebody asks what for this for the making thread the tire. The company or the manufacturer they adjusting. Manufacturer adjusted. Torque arm adjusted by manufacturer, not dented, not damaged. Again, we have to start suspension. For the trailer, we have a suspension. We have a leaf spring. We don't have a shock. We don't have an airbag. Only we have to talk about leaf spring. The same way we have to talk, but still I'm gonna talk, okay? Leaf spring properly mounted, not dented, not cracked, not damaged. Leaf spring U-bolt. You see the U-bolt? Properly mounted, not dented, not damaged, not missing any U-bolt. Leaf spring bracket properly mounted, not missing any bolt or nut. Inside the rubber bushing should be not worn or torn. When you finish the suspension, again we start brake system, okay? When we start brake system, let's go start from the air tank. For trailer, we have 2 air tanks. Properly mounted, not dented, not damaged, not missing any bolt or nut. Should be no air leak. Air tank hoses, all of the connections should be properly mounted, not worn or torn hoses, and there should be no air leak. Again, we have a brake chamber cyclone. You see the both sides. This brake chamber cyclone, not dented, not damaged, not missing any bolt or nut. Should be no air leak. Brake chamber should be working properly. And then you see the push rod properly mounted. Other side we can see more better push rod, okay? Look at here, push rod. This is calling the push rod. This part calling the slug adjuster. Push rod and slug adjuster properly mounted, not dented, not damaged, not missing any bolt or nut. Should be working properly. Slug adjuster properly greased. Again, push rod should play no more than 1 inch when brake off. And then we can adjust the brake shoe. Tied up and 90-degree back. We coming here. We have a brake shoe, brake drum properly mounted. Should be working properly, not dented, not damaged, not cracked. And then between brake shoe, brake drum should not be oil or water. Minimum size brake shoe, 1/4 inch. When finished, again we start the tire, okay? Again, we have to start the tire. We have to talk about the tire. We have a 2 tire. Should be original size, pressure properly inflated, 105 psi, no cut, no bubbles, minimum tread, 2/32 inch, 2/32 inch. Between tire, the calling the spacer. Between tire and spacer should be clean, no other object. You sure no other object, okay? And then we have to talk about the rim again. Rim, not dented, not damaged, should not be welded, cutted, or drilled. Lug nut properly mounted, not missing any lug nut, no rust around the lug nut, no rust. We have to talk air valve, air steam valve properly mounted, cap should be on, no air leak. This again calling the hub cap, hub oil cap properly mounted, not cracked, not damaged, should be no oil leak. Rubber still properly mounted, not worn or torn, should be no oil leak. Again, we have a bracket splash guard properly mounted, not missing any bolt or not. Splash guard should be not worn or torn, should not touch the ground or the tire. And then we have to talk the left rear side of the trailer. Trailer bumper properly mounted, not dented, not damaged, not missing any bolt or nut. And then trailer door should be working properly, no body damage, not missing any rivet. Door latches should be working properly, not missing any bolt or nut. Door handle properly mounted, not missing any bolt or nut. Door cables should be up and down, work properly, not worn or torn. And then we have to talk about the license plate. License plate properly mounted, not missing any bolt or nut, should be clean. License plate light should be working properly, not cracked, not damaged. And then we have to talk about the lights. What type of lights? We have it here. Service light, brake light, signal light, clearance light, and all of the reflector. All of them should be properly mounted, not cracked, not damaged. All of the lights should be working properly. And then clearance light should be red color. All of the lights should be red color, backside of, but the first clearance light should be red color, okay? And then for next trailer, we have a hook, properly mounted, not missing any bolt or not. For next trailer, we have a power line and air connection, properly mounted, should be no air leak. And then we don't need to explain right side, but right side we can explain the same like a left side. If sometimes they're asking what's the difference from left, right, only exhaust is more this side, okay? And then fuel tank, okay? Otherwise everything is the same. Okay, we're finishing, done.